Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video. Now today I am talking about Dragon Ball Super episode 73 of the Funimation English dub, the Toonami preview that is. So each week there is a Toonami preview of the next episode of Dragon Ball Super that goes out on the Adult Swim website, and we usually talk about it to drum up excitement for the upcoming Dragon Ball Super episode dubbed, and just I want to talk about the preview because, it's something that fascinates me. I really do like talking about trailers, previews, stuff like that. It just, how they're cut and what lines are given and, stuff like that. I just like talking about the previews of anime and particularly dubbed anime. So Toonami has a preview up each week on the Adult Swim website, and we like to talk about it here on the Frozen Particle channel. So if you like that sort of content, if you like Dragon Ball Super dub videos and Dragon Ball videos in general, please go hit subscribe. I believe that was the first time I've actually promoted, first and foremost on a introduction of a video, but whatever. So yeah, today we are talking about Dragon Ball Super episode 73. So this is the great return of the great Saiyaman, as he is being in a movie, not, Gohan and himself, although he does end up being a part of the movie, but, the great Saiyaman character is being played by Barry Khan, and they're making a movie about the great Saiyaman, basically, and Mr. Satan's involved, and then as Mr. Satan's involved, and there's, a commercial that comes out, Gohan knows about it then, and so does Videl, and then Gohan, goes and checks out the movie set, and then he becomes the stunt guy, as he's doing, superhuman stunts, because Gohan asked the director, oh, can I, do this stunt maybe? And we'll get to that more, dub-wise later, and then the director's like, sure. Gohan does an amazing stunt, and then he kind of upstages Barry Khan, who's basically this cocky, sort of uptight, pretentious actor type of character, and he actually appeared in Dragon Ball Z before that, but he was a very minor role, and he's a minor role here, but he gets more screen time, of course, because this is his mini arc, I guess. So Barry Khan, this cocky actor, gets upstaged by Gohan when he performs a superhuman stunt, and then Gohan, in his downtime again, dresses up as the Great Saiyaman once again. The Great Saiyaman, proper Great Saiyaman, not in the movie but in real life, also returns, and he fights crime, and he actually helps out Krillin with his cop duties, and then Gohan is accidentally seen as the Great Saiyaman by the film's female lead, and there's also a subplot that continues on in episode 74 about Jarko chasing after a criminal named Watagash that basically contaminates people and makes people evil as a little parasite. So he's basically like a parasite, and he goes around, trying to fuck with other life forms and basically corrupts them. As Watagash, he goes up, he goes to Earth, and then Jarko chases after him. And that leads into episode 74. I don't really want to talk about episode 74 because we are here to talk about the preview of episode 73. So let's just get right onto the preview lines. So in the preview, in Gohan's home, the interior is Gohan's home, Videl says, look at this. And she has a shocked expression on her face, wide, open mouth and everything. And then the TV screen, it's a commercial for the Great Saiyaman, movie I was talking about. And the TV screen, the TV announcer says, coming soon to a theater near you, Great Saiyaman vs. Mr. Satan, now filming. Follow us on social media for updates. So, yeah, okay, so they're making a Great Saiyaman movie. The TV has a commercial and it says, coming soon to a theater near you, Great Saiyaman vs. Mr. Satan. I kind of like the dub announcer voice. It just sounds funny. It's just one of those goofy trailer parodies, in a world where blah, blah, blah. It's just kind of a mock joke of one of them, sounding voices, and I like it. And then it cuts to the film set where Gohan's politely asking the director of the film, who says it's actually his greatest masterpiece, or this movie is going to be his greatest masterpiece. Gohan, he asks, excuse me sir, is there any way you'd let me do the stunt instead? That's what we were talking about earlier with, Gohan being the stunt guy. The director was like, okay, sure, whatever. And then, Gohan, he upstages everybody. So those are the three lines in episode 73's preview, which is kind of unfortunate that there wasn't any Barry Kahn lines, since I would have wanted to hear his dub voice because that is not announced yet. Barry Kahn's English VA is not announced, and it'll be announced tomorrow because, you know, episode 73 will be released, but I kind of wanted to hear it in the preview. That's unfortunate. And what's interesting about the commercial voice, like, coming soon to a theater near you, blah blah blah, it sounds very much like the Toonami voice that does like all of the next time on Dragon Ball Super, the English dub, like that type of voice, an all-new episode of Dragon Ball Super, I think he says. He kind of sounds like that on the commercial in the episode 73 preview. It's kind of funny that they sound very similar, and, episode 73 is like mocking like that type of voice. But anyway, Kyle A. Bear as Gohan. I'm very excited to hear the lines and the delivery of Kyle A. Bear. And since this is more of a light-hearted episode, I probably am going to predict that there's going to be a lot of changed lines, not a lot, but just a couple of changed lines throughout this episode, because it's a goofier episode, and usually on goofier episodes, they like to twist things up. Like in episode 69, the Arale episode, the HFIL mention, the Home for Infinite Losers mention, that wasn't in the Japanese, obviously, because that was Funimation's reference of poking fun of themselves, and it worked in the episode, but that's more of a goofy line, and it wasn't in the Japanese, and that was a goofier episode, and so is this. This is a funnier episode, more lighthearted episode, well, couple of episodes, because episode 74 is a part of episode 73's, continuity. Not continuity, but like, it's the same story, it's the same storyline. But anyway, in goofier episodes, they like to change things up a lot in terms of the dub lines and give some self-referential jokes. So if there is any self-referential jokes, I assume there will be a shitstorm on Twitter, because there always is, but I digress. So that's my prediction. I think there's going to be a lot of changed lines. Maybe not a lot, just a few, a handful, And if I was going to predict the speaker of said lines, the changed lines, I think it's going to be Barry Kahn. Because I love his character in these episodes. Like, he's such a dick. And, so I think he's going to have a changed lines the most. And I'm very excited to see who is going to play Barry Kahn. And also, I almost forgot, Todd Haberkorn as Jarko. Jarko doesn't have a huge role in this episode. He mainly has, more of a role in episode 74, but he shows up in the beginning and he shows up at the very end. Most of this is just great Saiyaman stuff with the movie, but he does make an appearance, so I'm looking forward to hearing Jarko again, because I just love that character. I really adored him in the Jarko the Galactic Patrolman manga, but we didn't obviously hear a voice for that because, well, it's a manga. So when Resurrection F came out and Jarko was voiced by Todd Haberkorn was really good in Resurrection F. So I'm looking forward to his return in Dragon Ball Super. He already returned to Dragon Ball Super, but I'm just saying in this episode in particular because I haven't heard the voice in a long time. So just to reiterate, the preview lines are Videl saying, "Look at this," when she's referring to the commercial about the Great Saiyaman movie, the TV screen, the voice on the TV screen, the TV commercial for the Great Saiyaman movie, he says, "Coming soon to a theater near you. Great Saiyaman vs. Mr. Satan. Now filming. Follow us on social media for updates." And then it cuts to the film set. "Excuse me, sir, is there any way you would allow me to do the stunt instead?" And this is pretty faithful to the Japanese. There's a there's a lot of, accuracy here, at least in this preview. Again, like I said, I assume the, a few lines are going to be changed, but, for comedic effect, self-referential humor, as the dub likes to do. But anyway, this preview, at least, is pretty accurate. The only glaring, dub change. It is a dub change, but it's not, a huge one. The only glaring one in this preview is that in the Japanese, the commercial says, "Now filming, follow the website for updates," but this says, or something to that effect at least. But in the English dub, he says, "Follow us on social media for updates." So it doesn't matter. Like, it's it's not a huge change, but it's, the only glaring one in this preview. But anyway, what did you guys think of the Dragon Ball Super Episode 73 preview on Toonami? I know we are only a couple of hours out, or whenever I upload this, for the full Dragon Ball Super Episode 73 episode. But I just wanted to make this video just to drum up excitement for the, dubbed episode, and I also want to give my thoughts on the preview because I usually do these things late. I have a lot of videos to make, but yeah, what did you guys think of episode 73? If you are just tuning into this now after the episode has released, what do you think of the trailer, or the preview, more like, and what did you think of the actual episode of episode 73? I'll probably enjoy it, honestly, because I love Kai Bear, I love Todd Habercorn, I love Cara Edwards as Videl, Barry Kahn's English voice actor. I'm so looking forward to hearing, honestly, because he's such a pretentious, stuck-up, snide little fuck of an actor. Like, I cannot wait to hear what type of voice, the particular voice actor in question, I don't know who it is, but I'm just saying, like, the particular voice actor that plays Barry Kahn, since he's such a little shit, especially to Gohan and Videl, like, I cannot wait to hear his English dub voice, and I think they'll do a great job in this episode, barring if there's any self-referential humor, which, in my experience of watching Dragon Ball Super's dub, the self-referential humor and the meta humor, that I made a whole video about it, but anyway, like, it's very hit and miss to me. Sometimes I really like the HFIL stuff and the copy Vegeta being Brian Drummond. I like that sort of stuff because it works in the context of the scene and the what they're trying to do, but it's a very hit and miss. But I do think there's going to be a lot of self-referential jokes, not a lot, but like a few, like I've been saying, like self-referential jokes in this lighthearted episode. That's going to do it for me. Please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and of course, as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.